Right, let's do this. 1 to the party and the count is straight. If there is one recipe you must know how to bake, it's like a back to basic. It's a classic. You have to have and you have to know. Oh, it has to be a brownie. Okay. Hi ninjas and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are throwing it back. We are taking it back, and if you know this recipe, it means you are an OG of the Ninja Bake-Along. Okay, if you've been here from the Ninja Bake-Along, if you know what the Ninja Bake-Along is, you gotta throw a comment down below. You need to tell me you know what this means. Yo, it's not a gang sign. It's not a bad thing. Please don't report this video. Okay, it's like ninja. I hope you get it. If you don't get it, it's not a bad thing. Please don't report it. This is giving me major lockdown vibes. It's giving me throwback 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it is. It's basically taking me back to the time when I used to do live Ninja Bake-Alongs on Instagram. And there were few classic recipes that really stuck. Crackle Top Brownies was literally at the top. Chocolate puddle cookies was another one. Banana bread. Everyone was making banana bread during that time. The chocolate self-saucing pudding. I don't know if you remember that one. That was one of the first Ninja Bake-Alongs I ever had. And that one was also pretty huge when we made it. The carrot cake. So many of you made the carrot cake. Like even till now, so many of you make the carrot cake. Today we are making a recipe that was so popular during the lockdown, and since then it has been in my top 4 most viewed recipes on the blog. I am not making this up, and there have been hundreds of you who've made this recipe. Well, I'm a little biased and I cannot say this enough, but it is my go-to recipe when I need a quick fix dessert. With no further ado, no more time to waste. Let's give a warm welcome and roll out the red carpet for my Crackle Top Brownies. What is a Crackle Top Brownie, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Crackle Top Brownies are basically brownies that are fudgy and have the, you know what, let me show you. Here we go. They are basically brownies that have this beautiful shine on the top and a delicious chocolate fudge-like texture at the bottom. Now, I don't know about you, but we are team fudge brownie people. We are not team cake brownie. Yes, a cake brownie is not a bad brownie. In fact, no brownie is a bad brownie. We don't discriminate brownies. But these Crackle Top fudge brownies are the only brownie recipe you need. I thought it seemed only fair to do a classic and dial it back in a much more detailed manner. We're going to go through the recipe step by step. The recipe itself is very simple in terms of the ingredients and the equipment you're going to use. It's not fancy, but it tastes super fancy, which is exactly what we're going after. And it can be done all in under an hour. I mean, if this is not reason enough for you to go and bake it, I don't know what will be. I don't know why I broke into song, but you understand my enthusiasm. I hope you do. I hope it translates through the screen to you, wherever you are watching it. Do you know what I mean? So before we get into it, I'm gonna stop you right here. There are a few pressure points that we're gonna discuss as the recipe unfolds. These points are what stand between you and an ordinary box brownie, which is like, ugh, and you with an amazing Crackle Top fudge brownie, which is like, chef's kiss. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean. You gotta know what I mean. Yeah. So I've taken the liberty of making some beautiful changes and adding some step-by-step images, but also adding a lot more answers to your questions. Because boy, oh boy, y'all had questions and you'll still have questions. So I'm happy to answer all of them or most of them. So I have given the blog a little bit of a renovation. It needed a little cleaning up and sprucing. Make sure you check it out. I've put the link somewhere down below. I've taken a lot of time and patience to do the changes, so make sure you do go check it out if you like the recipe. As always, I've yapped a lot, so let's make this recipe like boom boom boom. To put it simply, the recipe has 3 steps. The first one is melting your butter with chocolate and espresso powder. The second one is beating your eggs with your sugar and vanilla. And the third one is basically sifting your dry ingredients and then folding it together. So without any wasting time, let's get started. I am melting my chocolate and butter in the microwave for 10-second intervals, but you can do this over a double boiler, no problem. I have used espresso powder, and a little goes a long way. You could do instant coffee. We then get on to whisking our eggs, which, by the way, is pro tip number 1. You need to take your time when whisking these eggs, because this is what gives you that crackly, shiny, glossy top once your brownies are baked. So don't skip on this step. It is a must. We then add our cool chocolate mixture into the bowl, and we want to scrape every ounce of it out. Mix them together, and then you want to switch to a rubber spatula to just finish folding it together in case we have missed anything out on the sides. You always want to wipe down your bowls and make sure that no ingredients are not combined in the mixing process. We then want to sift our dry ingredients. The reason we are sifting here is not because we want to add air. We just want to remove any of these lumps like you can see here. We want to fold the dry into the wet, and that's literally cutting the wet ingredients into the dry and slowly bringing my spatula back to the top. So going to the bottom, coming to the top, and we just keep repeating that process until it's completely smooth and combined. We now want to line our 8x8 inch tin with a little bit of oil and baking paper. We then pour this indulgently dark fudgy chocolate batter into our prepared tin. We want to bake this at 180 degrees for 25 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, you can check it and see how it's doing. You want to clean up in between as well, and once they are baked, it'll come out looking like this. We are not looking for a clean toothpick bake over here. We are looking for sticky, fudgy crumbs, because that's what makes it a super fudge brownie. Let it cool completely before you slice into it, or else it'll not be clean edges, and we want clean brownie edges. Wipe the knife down between each slice to get those clean edges as well, and then just keep cutting them through. I've cut them into squares, but you can cut them smaller. It's completely up to you. Let's take a moment to appreciate that crackle top shine. Would you look at that gloss and that shine? But now it's taste test time. Now, unlike the galette des rois, I have not tasted these brownies, so we're going to taste them together for the first time. I must say though, it smells so good. It really smells. It smells as if it should taste. You know, sometimes things smell great, they taste. Yeah, no, this smells as good as it tastes. I'm assuming it tastes as good as it smells. That's what I meant to say. Okay, let's go for a quick bite. I feel like there should be like a drum roll or something, you know, like. Okay, let's have a drum roll. Oh. The addition of the espresso powder just kicks it up a notch. If you're going to be adding the flaxseed eggs, instead of adding water, you could do coffee instead to add more flavor. I think coffee and chocolate are so good. It's not like it tastes like coffee or it tastes like mocha. It just complements the chocolate so well that it tastes more chocolatey. I don't know. It's like inception of chocolate or something. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is, and it's good. It's a damn good brownie. Can you see that? You know what? Let's cut into a close-up of this. You've got the crusty top, you've got the fudge interior, soft, but it's crunchy, and it's gooey, but it's so delicious. It's absolutely yummy. Okay, let's cut out now. This brownie is literally so many memories of good and bad times, I would say, because the lockdown wasn't all great, but it's one of the OG classics, and you've got to have this recipe in your repertoire. If you don't have it, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm happy you're here. It means you've taken action, you're getting schooled, and you've got the best recipe. So it's a good start. You know, it's a good start. I hope you give this recipe a go. You absolutely must. It is so delicious. Add anything you like in it. You could do any add-ins of extra chocolate chips, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, white chocolate chips. Go for gold. It doesn't matter. Enjoy this recipe as it is. Hold on. Let me keep the brownie aside. The brownie was distracting me. I had to set it aside. If you do like this recipe, you gotta save this. Sorry, this is not Instagram, Anika. You're not saving this. If you do like this recipe, please share this, like it, comment it, and obviously definitely, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My attempt is to share at least one video every single week. I don't know how much that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. And also have a look at the blog and let me know your thoughts. Leave some comments and tell me what you think. I'm always excited hearing about all your baking experiences and how you like the recipes or didn't like the recipes. But that's all for now. All I'm gonna say is Ninja out. Okay, I gotta stop this thing now.